so now we are at the sewing machine, and do you see this little stick? Do you recognize that? That is a cuticle stick, and these are the most helpful little cheap tools that you can buy to help you keep your fabric sometimes tucked under or hold fabric down. These are just indispensable. So let's go ahead and sew this together, and we're going to start by checking to make sure our seams are lined up. See them? And you want to be really careful with this. Just a 1/4 of an inch, and remember, a scant. That means not a big fat one. And I'm going to leave my pin in there just until I get it started. And you know, I better hold on to that. Even though we just finished chain stitching there, I'm going to pull it out anyway just so I don't have to pick anything out. So you hold it down nice and tight, and if you have a needle down option on your sewing machine, use that. It's really helpful. And I pulled my thread out far enough that I didn't have to hold the back. And my needle down isn't working. There you go. Okay, now take your pin out and just, my pin is, oh, my machine's being naughty. There we go. Take your pin out now. Hold that down. Just straighten out your block a little bit. And stop. And you're going to change stitch these also. Let's move these. Okay. And because we've pinned them correctly, we know which side we're supposed to sew on. And get that straightened up. Pull the pin out. And through. Now when I start coming down to this one, I'm probably going to take that pin out because I can see that it's just a tiny little bit moved because of the pin. Sometimes pins don't, but I know I want that. I want my sides even too. Hold it down. And this is where this little stick could come in handy. If this accidentally flipped up, you can hold it down. Okay, and you're going to do this with your whole stack. Now, when you're doing a quilt, we're going to do little specific parts to this one for the sewing, for the block construction. But always, you know, if you can put a border, you know, if you can do the borders and pin the borders together, get a whole stack of your sections together. You don't need to do, you know, just the triangles one at a time or the squares one at a time. You can get all of it ready, as long as you're not getting confused about it. Don't get confused, and if it's better just to do one little part at a time, do that. I had to do that for years. Not a big deal. You just do a little bit at a time, and make sure your blocks are nice and straight. Take the pin out. Now I know my seams are pretty. I just went right over the seam, then I took the pin out. I'm going to straighten this up just a little bit, and I'm going to take it out because I won't be able to grab it. Okay, and go through your little stack of triangles and blocks.